Hi guys, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. And for those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. Excuse me. They are greatly appreciated. If you're interested in supporting the channel, and if you watch regularly and would be interested in supporting, please go over to patreon.com, choose a subscription level. Over there, you'll get the daily forecast a day early. And you will also receive special readings depending on the level of subscription you choose. So at patreon.com, look up Engelgeist, and you can look at the different perk levels and choose which way you want to support. If you're interested in a private reading, you can always private message me at the Facebook business page and ask any questions that you may have in regards to a private reading. They are done over either Facebook Messenger via video or phone. They're pretty easy to book, payable via PayPal. Beyond that, this is a broad spectrum reading. It's the daily forecast that I do every day for the greater collective. It's there to sort of help support you guys. So it's done in sort of broad terms so that it reaches as many people as possible. It's not completely specifically defined, right? Because of that, you have to figure out where it fits best in your life. If you do, like if it does make sense or it resonates with you and kind of connects to areas of your life, know that if you make any decisions in your life, in your personal life, after having watched any of my videos, know that those decisions are solely your responsibility, and that you should never take anything I say over that of a professional in their own field, like a doctor, a lawyer, or counselor or therapist. Also, heed your own intelligence and intuition first and foremost above anything I say. That's kind of the most important thing. So these readings are here to help assist you or maybe, support you, but they're not necessarily here to make the decision for you. And I need to state that just so that I know that those that are watching understand that. If things don't make sense, right? If they kind of don't feel like they're connecting for some reason, that doesn't mean anything's wrong or broken or you're doing anything wrong. It just might mean that you're working on something different than the majority of those that will come in contact with this reading will see, will be working on. So that's completely fine too. Another thing that I do want to say is, oh shoot, I'm drawing a blank because I went out of order about it not working. I do this every day, guys. What is going on with me? Anyways, I can't remember now. Oh my gosh, what a ding dong I am. What was I gonna say? I said the part about trusting your own intelligence and intuition. That's always important. I'm so drawing a blank right now. What is going on with me? I guess I'm not fully awake, guys. I'm sorry. It's early here. So I got up a little bit early to do this. So sorry, I'm a little maybe still in dreamland. Oh, it is a timeless message. Thank you. It is a timeless message in the sense that it is originally created for Friday the 15th of January. But if you're watching this on October 12th of, 2023, it's completely fine. There might still be a message in here for you. There might be something that still resonates or connects to what's going on in your life. If this has found you at a different date, don't turn it off just because the date doesn't match the day. I believe that sometimes spirit or our own higher selves can get us to the messages if we're paying attention. So keep an open mind and look at any of my videos at any given time and see, you can play what I call reading roulette. And I have probably 2 years worth of videos on my channel where you can just pick a date randomly and see what the message is. So it's kind of like pulling a card for yourself. I will say this too. Also, please hit the thumbs up button. I need to say that more often. It helps me greatly so that YouTube knows that I'm making content people are enjoying. So if you even watch an old video of mine, please hit that thumbs up button if you're enjoying. And feel free to subscribe if you're new to the channel. I'd love to have you as a regular. We have a good group of people that tune in every morning. And I'm usually here as the premieres go live or they go online, and I chat with you and answer any questions. So let's get into this and see what we've got going on. Excuse me. All right, I don't want to say anything about Sunday's underpinning cards just yet until I get the card for the day, because I don't want to call anything out of the deck before it's time. All right, Queen of Pentacles, I'll take her. Bam! Look at her. She's like, ooh, this pentacle's so pretty. I love you, pentacle. All right. To me, I don't know why, but I'm hearing master manifester this morning for Queen of Pentacles, which would make sense because she's material wealth, right? She's pentacles. Pentacles is the element of earth, right? So we're talking about grounded material, physical reality. When I look at her, she has her sort of journeys, right? She has her struggles. The interesting thing is, and I've never really noticed this in her card, but it's definitely calling my attention, is this mountain back here, and that's what I mean by our struggles. I feel like this morning we might be able to look beyond them or look past them or feel like we've gotten around them in some way, shape, or form today, because I feel like this queen this morning is resting. I feel like she's sort of reflecting back on almost like the reward she's won for the hard journey she's made. Does that make sense? And she's able to sit on her throne. Now, that's not necessarily a traditional Queen of Pentacles reading, but that's what's calling out to me today. So we might find ourselves today in a space of relaxation, a space of reflection, because she certainly looks like she's reflecting on maybe what she's been through in the recent past to get herself to this point. But there's also a reward here with this card very clearly to me with this giant pentacle in her hand. When I go to that idea of master manifester, the Queen of Pentacles is that sort of, queens represent the element of cups, right? And then pentacles represents the element of earth. So we've got, or coins, right? So we've got money and we've got, we've got earth and we've got water, which are also very complementary in astrology. And the two come together very nicely, right? One is hard and solid earth, and one is sort of fluid and malleable water, right? It sort of moves around things and can kind of, they both interact with each other very well, and they can also kind of peel away at each other in due time, like water can erode earth, that sort of thing. So when I'm looking at this is like what I talk about master manifester, or what I'm getting this morning is she is like the earth mother, sort of giver goddess. She's the provider, right? I feel like there might be a moment here today where we're providing more for ourselves in today's, reflections and stuff, but we're able to think about what it is we want, really feel the desire behind that, feel the work that we've put in thus far, and understand the strides that we've made. That's kind of the feeling that I get from her today. That's the water of the queen, and then the earth of the pentacle. We have this little rabbit down here, which is definitely a sign of fertility, abundance, fruitfulness, with certainly with all of those flowers around her. There's a blooming, maybe a rite of passage that we've come through, where we can now sort of sit back and reflect and honor the process that we've been through. The queen is always grounded in my mind. She's in touch with her emotions. She knows what feels right, what feels good. And that's how she becomes this sort of master manifester, where she's sort of able to move towards the things that she needs because she trusts her emotions and her intuition around it. So today we should feel empowered to do so with whatever it is that we want. Some of us might find ourselves providing for others. That's completely fine. Take joy in those provisions, right? When we're able to give to others, reflect upon sort of the gifts that we give and the capabilities or the skill set that we have. I think that is something that's important and that we should honor. Queens and kings always deserve some sort of acknowledgement or honor in my book, right? For those of you that this would be an outside influence, because sometimes court cards represent other people, we're talking about a lady that would be an earth sign. She would be practical. She would be a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn that's come into our world today to either help us and maybe provide something that we need, or we are maybe helping her in some way, shape, or form. But she's extremely appreciative and always loving, right? And it's going to be that practical, earthy, not pretentious sort of connection or bond. We should also have that if we are channeling this energy of the queen. Now, yesterday, I'm gonna have to figure out a different way of doing this because my calendar sits underneath my computer and I can't see the cards from yesterday, which is not working for me. I need to think about this before I go live or before I shoot these. So yesterday we had that Eight of Swords. That Eight of Swords could be a little bit of what this queen was struggling with. Whatever we might have been challenged by yesterday, we're now beyond, or we're at least being able to reflect upon and see maybe our part in it or where it steered us off course. And we're able to feel like we can rest again and maybe formulate a new plan. Remember, the Sunday card underneath this is that Hierophant, right? Which is also earth energy. And it's also intelligence, spiritual connection, social, societal norms, higher learning, all of that sort of stuff. So whatever we're doing, we're hopefully doing it for the right reasons. I think that we are, it being the Queen of Pentacles. But, it's going to lead us to this better understanding of who we are and what we provide is kind of the feeling that I get with the Hierophant underneath this. It's a powerful sort of mix of the Hierophant can be either, masculine or feminine, but to me, I see it as like he represents maybe the masculine of this, and then the Queen represents the feminine. So we have this maybe balance happening, and we can allow our more intuitive, emotional side out today to sort of help us to plan what we're doing, help us to reflect upon whatever we have done, and help us to find that appreciation and that abundance in the achievements that we've made thus far. Okay, let's go to the clarifiers. We have the Ace of Swords. I love that. This would be about clear thought, and that would also be the reflection that I'm seeing in the Queen of Pentacles, right? In this reflection or in this awareness that we might be gaining today, I think that there should be a celebration involved. The Ace would definitely represent that. It would also represent a very much a clarity. It could be a realization of some sort. The shine around this hand down here is really calling my attention this morning. So to me, this could be some sort of realization that we didn't see otherwise, right? Sometimes aces can be new beginnings or like a lot of times aces are new beginnings or unexpected, right? Ace of Swords would be that of the mental realm, or our thoughts, our mind, or how we perceive things. So we might see some sort of new perception that might open up a door for us to begin to manifest something new or different that we are hopefully excited about. I do get an excitement between these two. The interesting thing is that with this Ace of Swords, Ace being air and kind of being that sort of quicker, faster element, this Queen of Pentacles, her practicality kind of grounds this Ace and grounds the excitement, the enthusiasm, the possibility that's within this Ace or within this new thought or this new realization, so that she can use it in a productive way. Does that make sense? So there's a nice marriage here I kind of feel between these two. Let's see what the next... Okay, we have the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands indicates, obviously the suit of Wands is that of fire, right? And that of the spirit, right? And it's also about taking action. The Eight of Wands is about kind of quick movement too. Sometimes the Eight of Wands can be about, moving towards a love or a desire, right? And so when I see this coupled with the Queen and the Ace, it'll depend on what the third clarifier is, but when I'm looking at this, we might come to a real quick decision today of some sort for some of you, and we might actually take action on it and begin to move towards that. The Eight, to me, the Eight of Wands, feels like there's nothing impeding us, right? It feels like the door kind of opens right up, especially following that Ace of Swords, meaning that door might be something in our mind that was previously blocking us, where now we see a way, now we see an opportunity or steps to be taken that will lead us to what it is that we want. And that Queen is manifesting what it is that she wants in the material world, right? Some of you, like I said, she's a provider too, so some of you might be doing this with others, where you're giving to others. She's a very giving queen in that sense. She bestows and shares her wealth. She's generous. And so we might be sharing ideas with others. We might be sharing, but whatever those ideas or those thoughts that we are sharing that might be new to us or exciting to us, they are going to help us and maybe others move forward. That would be this Eight of Wands. And it would be towards something that we're excited about, something that we're impassioned about, something that hopefully brings us, I don't know, whatever it is that we desire, right? All right, so let's see what the third qualifier or clarifier is. The Moon. Okay, so Moon is major arcana, which would be powerful, right? It would have a little extra punch to the day. It has a little bit of a burden. It being the last clarifier, to me, feels like something's at work in the back of our mind. The Moon is not always the clearest road, let's just say that. You see this windy path that's happening here. And we have these dogs howling, the lobster, the Moon affects the tides, there's the push-pull of the Moon. Moon is Piscean energy, right? We have the earthiness of the Queen and that water energy that I was talking about in her being the Queen aspect of the card. We also have the water, I think this is Pisces Cancer, right, of the Moon. So our intuition is going to be high, I feel. It might be working in the background. There could be some sort of, I I don't want to say unclear signals, but muddied signals or more subtle voices we need to listen to during this time, especially as we're trying to find this clarity that we see in the Ace and then start to take movement in the Eight of Wands, right? I do feel like the moon is there to benefit us. A lot of times people see the moon as a negative card. I don't necessarily see it. It's kind of can be like muddied thinking or unclear subconscious kind of rising up trying to show us something that we can't really fully understand, or it takes time to understand it. That could be some of this, but I feel like with that Ace of Swords in there and the Eight of Wands, there's a definition, there's a practicality, certainly with that Queen too, that says we need to sort of cut through the bullshit. And I think ultimately, like with all of these other cards, I feel like this moon is here to help us. It's here to help us understand more deeply who we are, what we want, what we desire, and how to go about getting there, right? There might be some doubt. I mean, yesterday we did see that Eight of Swords. So we may not be completely clear of that, the bondage that we saw her in. Where we weren't sure which decision to make or which direction to move in. The Queen is seated, so she's certainly in reflection, and that could be working through some of the moon's, contradictory messages or cross signals that we might be getting from the moon. We need to trust ourselves, and that clarity will come. We have to trust that clarity is within us, right? That's the power of the Queen of Pentacles, but also the power of that Ace of Swords, right? There is this opportunity here for us if we reflect enough and we listen to the moon. The moon is not the enemy here. The moon is actually sort of a more subtle guide, and powerful at that, guys. No joke. So let's see what's going on for the grounding stone. Okay, so we have health. Now, I'm not a doctor. We know that, right? When I see health, or when health comes up, it always makes me think of, where is all the different states of our health, our mental health, our spiritual health, our physical health, right? When I look at all of this, I feel like there is, I feel like the stone is reminding us to balance all of that stuff. I feel like the pause or the rest that the Queen is taking, the reflection that she is taking is much needed for her own mental health, be it physical, mental, spiritual, emotional health, whatever she's doing there, it's helping her. And so we want to keep that in mind. We want to place ourselves first today, even if we are finding ourselves providing for others. I think that that's always a good idea to maintain our own health first and foremost. I do think that moon with that health stone, the moon card feels like it could be a little bit of push-pull energy, or that confusion could kind of want to muck us up today. We don't want to allow that. I'm not saying anybody's going to have health problems, but maintaining our health would be key today, right? Maintaining and focusing on keeping a healthy, happy, clear mind will help to bring about that Ace of Swords and that Eight of Wands versus maybe the confusion of that moon. But ultimately, the moon card is there to help us to sort of get clarity through facing the sort of unclear messages that we might be sending out to ourselves within our own subconscious. Does that make sense? So when we're doing this work today, maintaining that aspect of keeping our mind clear, happy, even if we're dealing with some sort of more emotional aspects underneath the surface, that would be the moon. Don't let that stop you, is kind of the feeling that I'm getting. Now, remember also the grounding stone for this entire week is that word of success. And I feel like there's definitely success to be had in this run of cards and in this health card. We just need to keep that as our focus and maintaining that. So don't forget to do something sort of nice for yourself today, because that might just be where you find that clarity of that Ace of Swords. That is your forecast for the day. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please hit the thumbs up button and hit subscribe if you feel so inclined, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care.